YouTube. Christian Pepper Gout here. And today I'm going to be putting together some Hamburger Veggie Soup Meal-in-a-Bag. Meals in a bag, actually. I'm going to be doing more than one. So, why don't you come along with me and see how it's done, or at least how I do it. Alright, meals in a bag are similar to meals in a jar, except they're stored in bags instead of jars. Go figure. They're great for camping, hiking, backpacking, through trail, and emergency food storage. They also make great microwave meals. Yes, you heard me right. You can make your own microwave meals. It's easy as making a meal in a bag. All right, let's get started. Oh, before we get started, I'm going to leave a link to the recipe down below in the description area for you, so you don't have to bother grabbing a pen and a paper and writing everything down. There's actually quite a few ingredients that we'll be using. And I also include the instructions for making the meal in a bag as a microwave meal. Okay, so now let's get started. First thing is, you need a bag to put it in. You can either use a Mylar bag or a vacuum sealer bag. This one is a vacuum sealer bag, and the ones that I use for our meals in a bag have a Ziploc at the top so that you can open the bag, pour the water in, and cook it right in the bag if you need to. And the bottom has the opening for adding the ingredients. The first thing we're going to start with is freeze-dried hamburger. I know, it kind of looks like dog food or cat food. That's what it reminds me of. Anyway, this isn't something that I've dehydrated or freeze-dried myself, but rather I purchased it online, and it's Mountain House freeze-dried ground beef. The reason I didn't make it myself is I just feel safer buying it as opposed to trying to dehydrate it, use it in a meal or in food storage, and then have it get rancid and go bad on me. And not only that, but the Mountain House freeze-dried hamburger has a shelf life of like 15 to 20 years. So that's a little better than maybe 1 year of dehydrating your own. Okay, we're going to take 1/4 cup of the hamburger pellets, or whatever you want to call it, and put it in the baggie. That is, if I can get it to open. Then the next thing we're going to put in is dehydrated potatoes. And these are potatoes that I dehydrated myself. They're actually frozen O'Brien hash brown potatoes that are the Walmart brand. And we're going to also put in 1/4 cup of the potatoes. I've also used hash browns that I've dehydrated before for this meal in a bag, and they work just fine as well. And next we're going to take some mixed vegetables. Again, I dehydrated these. They were frozen mixed vegetables, and I dehydrated them. I did do a YouTube video on those, and I'll put a link down below for that, for them as well. Then I like to add some green beans that I dehydrated when I dehydrated those mixed vegetables, so they'll be in the link down below as well. As you see, I'm still using the 1/4 cup for each of the ingredients so far. Now, I'm going to add some tomato powder. This is not something I made myself. Again, it's something I ordered online, and it's Augustin Farms tomato powder. For this, we're going to put in 2 tablespoons. That'll just give it a nice little tomatoey flavor, and it also helps thicken up the soup. And now the next thing we're going to add is chopped onions. Now, I could have dehydrated my own chopped onions, but because of how it smells, it makes your whole house smell like onions and probably causes tons of tears to flow from your eyes, I decided to purchase it instead. And I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon These also can be optional. If you don't like onions and onion flakes in your soup, then that you don't even have to add. Next, we're going to go with a 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. And last but not least, we're going to use beef bouillon or beef bouillon. What I've done is I've just taken a cube, one of the cubes, and I've cut it into 4 pieces because I will be making 4 of the meals in a bag. And I'm just going to throw 1 of the 1/4 pieces into the bag. There you go. Now that is it. This is 1 serving of Hamburger Veggie Soup Meal-in-a-Bag. And all it's going to take is 1½ cups of water to rehydrate it. I'll have those instructions with the recipe down below. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put together 3 more bags because I'm making a total of 4 today. And then I'll be back and show you how to seal them up for storage. And I am back. Actually ended up making 6 of these because I forgot I was planning on having 1 for supper tonight and then giving 1 to my daughter as well. Okay. Now the next step is to vacuum seal the bags. At least that's how I'm going to store them. You can use Mylar bags, as I mentioned earlier. But for our own needs, I just vacuum seal them. The first thing you want to do is take a paper towel and wipe around the edges of the bag. Even if it's a Mylar bag that you put them in. Simply because the powders that we put in, and even the vegetables and products that weren't powdery still have powders in them, can cling to the top, and then it won't seal properly. So I've already done that for the others, but I almost forgot. I don't get paid for this, and I'm not advertising, but just in case you don't have a vacuum sealer and you want to purchase one that is fairly inexpensive but works really great, this one is a Gourmet vacuum sealer, and I just love it. I've had it about a year now, and it just works awesomely. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and slip the bag in place. Close the lid, lock it in, and then I'm going to press vacuum seal. It's done vacuuming all the air out. Now it's just sealing, and that's done. So open it up and take a look. And there you have it. One thing that I do is I like to write the date on it along with what it is. So it's Hamburger Veggie Soup. And today's date is 2/7/2019. Something I forgot to tell you about, and I forgot to do, is I have these little directions printed out on a piece of paper that I would place inside each bag. So that the instructions for cooking / rehydrating the meal are right there in the bag. So you just take it out and you have the instructions when you need them. And so now I'm going to have to redo this one and put the instructions in with it. But then after doing that, putting the instructions in, vacuum sealing it, then we'll put the date, what it is, and the date. And this is Hamburger Veggie Soup Meal-in-a-Bag. As I said earlier, I will leave a link to the recipe and instructions down below in the description area. And if you have any questions regarding this particular meal in a bag or meals in a bag in general, just leave a comment below and I'll get back to you on that. That is all that I have for you for now. So until next time, happy prepping and God bless.